So you've got your two blocks on the tallest height at the top of your mat. Come into Tadasana. Big toes touch or you're separated up to fist width distance apart. Ground down into all four corners of your feet. Maybe rock back and forth for a moment. Have a slight bend in your knees, hips. Make sure they're lined up with your ankles. Pelvis is neutral. Lift your low ribs away from your hips. Engage your core slightly by just thinking about drawing your front hips to your back hips. Just slight engagement. Lift your shoulders, roll them up, back and down. Arms by your side, gaze out straight in front of you, Tadasana. And once you've arrived, take a cleansing breath in through your nose, out through the mouth. Again, in through your nose, out through the mouth. Just using those breaths as transition as you now just start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And with any practice, if your mind wanders, if it's making your to-do lists or your grocery lists, or it's planning the weekend or the upcoming week, just come back to your breath. Maybe take a cleansing breath. Maybe really focus on breathing in and out. Just come back to it. All of our minds wander, so don't judge, don't get mad at yourself, just come back. And like I said, we're gonna get a little sweaty, so let's get moving. Exhale and ground out into all four corners of your feet. Inhale, arms sweep out to the side, up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees, tip your pelvis, a nice flat back as you fold, head and hands hang. Bring your hands to your shins or those blocks. Inhale, halfway monkey pose. Gaze is still down at the ground. Exhale, fold. Nice bend in your knees as you hang. Inhale, ground into your feet as you rise up. Arms reach out to the side. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. We're going to keep moving. So inhale, arms up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale, hands to your shins or blocks, rise up halfway, shoulders back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a plank. Now stay in this plank as you inhale, shift your shoulders forward past your wrist. Now lower your knees. Exhale, lower down nice and slow. Elbows point back. Inhale, rise up to your cobra. Gaze straight out in front of you. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, on your knees, push up with a flat back to a modified plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward dog. Breathing here, nice work. Have a nice bend in your knees so you can tip your pelvis. You want that straight line from your wrists all the way up to your hips. Wrap your shoulders. Just means that your armpits are basically like headlights shining at your knees. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and however you can get it there, bring your right foot in between your hands. If you need to yank it, pull it up, go ahead and do that. Drop your back knee, and inhale, rise up, kneeling warrior, Anjaneyasana. Breathe here, smile. Now bring your hands to your hips. Here's where it's going to get a little tricky. Make sure that your alignment right now, you've got one foot on one plane, the ball of your back left foot is on an opposite plane, so you're nice and stable here. On an inhale, when you're ready, start to lift your back knee, rise up, crescent lunge. Beautiful. Knee on the front is right on top of your ankle, toes are pointing forward, you're on the ball of your back foot. Now you can bend your knee in the back to kind of even out your pelvis and then re-straighten your leg. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, wrap your shoulders, palms touch, gaze straight out in front of you. Now you have those blocks at the top of your mat. Bring your hands down to heart center as you start to hinge at your hips. Reach for your blocks, and maybe you launch off into a modified warrior 3. Beautiful job. Flying here, shoulders are plugged back. Blocks are here to help you with stability. Don't lock this standing knee. Have a slight bend to it. Now it doesn't matter how high your back foot is lifted, even if it's just have your toes slightly on the ground to help with stability, right? You are doing it, and that is amazing. All right, slowly start to lower back down into your crescent. So maybe you land and you just kind of have to readjust. Rise up when you're ready, when you're stable, arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Now spin your back heel down. Front heel is in line with the back arch. Back toes are turned in slightly. Front knee is still bent on top or behind your ankle. Open up your arms. Warrior two. Now this back hip is open, but only so long as your knee stays in line with your toes. It should not be falling in. Breathe and smile. Beautiful job. Now on an inhale, straighten your front leg again. Don't lock it. Start to reach out over that leg, and on your exhale, bring your right hand down to your right shin, left hand to your hip. Spin your chest, your belly, your tummy, your belly button up and open. Shoulders are stacked, neck in line with your spine. Top arm can come up. Beautiful. And now spin your hands down to the block again. Sort of spin onto the ball of your back foot. Here's an optional kind of fun thing. You can launch back up into your warrior three, or kind of play around with what we call standing splits, lifting your leg up a little higher. Like a pendulum, your chest comes down towards your standing leg. Beautiful. Play with balance. Again, make sure you're not locking your standing leg. You want to have the muscles engaged. And when you're ready, plant your back foot up to meet your front foot. On an inhale, rise up halfway, hands on your shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms out to the side, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Beautiful. Take a cleansing breath here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Take a few moments here, maybe get a drink of water. Now I'm just going to spin around so that I'm not backwards to you for this half. Are you ready to do it again on the other side? All right, exhale, ground down into all four corners of your feet. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees, tip your pelvis, fold. Inhale, hands to your shins or the blocks, halfway lift, shoulders are back, gaze is down. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Now shift your shoulders past your wrists on your inhale, drop your knees. Exhale, lower down. Nice and slow, elbows, upper arms stay right by your side. Uncurl your toes. Inhale, slowly lift your chest up off the mat, gaze straight out in front of you, not up. Exhale, slowly back down. Curl your toes. On your inhale, using your knees, push up, modified plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward dog. Beautiful job. Knees are slightly bent. Grounding down into your knuckles, pointer fingers forward. On your inhale, bend your knees slightly, however you can get it there. Left foot in between your hands. Drop your back knee. Rise up, kneeling warrior. Knee on top of your ankle. Wrap your shoulders, smile. Bring your hands to your hips. Find your stability. Make sure that you're on opposite planes with the ball of your back foot, your front foot. You're not lined up. When you are ready and stable, lift your back knee up, rising up, crescent warrior. Check in with your pelvis, so bend your back knee, then straighten it. Arms reach up overhead. Smile. When you're ready, bring your hands down, start to hinge at your hips. Hands go to your blocks. And when you're ready, launch off to your warrior three. Standing leg has a slight bend to it. We're not locking it. We don't want to be bone on bone. We want to engage all the muscles, tendons, connective tissue. Strength and stability. Shoulders are plugged back. Lifted toes are pointed down towards the mat. Beautiful. And when you're ready, plant your lifted foot back, coming back into your crescent lunge. But as you inhale, spin your back heel down, open your arms up, warrior two. Front knee is bent on top or behind your ankle. Pelvis is neutral, we're not leaning forward. Spine is upright. Open this back hip so long as your knee doesn't turn in. It wants to line up right with your toes. Arms open, gaze over your left fingertips. Beautiful. On your inhale, straighten your front leg. Do not lock it. Exhale, start to bring your hand down to your left shin, right hand to your hip. Belly button spins open, chest, shoulders spin open, neck in line with your spine. Top arm can go up. Gaze to where it feels comfortable for you. Now windmill your hands down to the block, spin onto the ball of your back foot if you want to play around with warrior three or standing splits. Launch off using the blocks. Help you with balance so you're not shaking all over the place. Check in with your standing leg. And when you're ready, bring your lifted foot down to meet your front foot. Inhale, come up halfway, monkey, shoulders plug back. Exhale, fold and hang out here and just breathe for a moment. Nice bend in your knees. Beautiful job. Maybe even take a cleansing breath. And on an inhale again, lift up halfway, monkey pose. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise up, flat back as you come to stand. Hands come to heart center. Beautiful job in your Tadasana pose. Take a moment here. Maybe gently close your eyes. As you close your eyes, you can kind of just feel the weight of your body shift around on your feet. Make sure that your quads are engaged. You have that slight bend in your knees. Maybe keeping your eyes closed on an inhale. Reach your arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees, tip your pelvis, fold, plant your hands, and just however you can, bring your seat down onto the mat, coming into your Sukhasana, keeping your eyes closed if you feel safe, if that feels good for you. Nice neutral pelvis in your Sukhasana. Palms can come right to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Shoulders relax down away from your ears. Let your lips form a slight smile. Thanking yourself for all the hard work you did in such a quick amount of time. Thanking yourself for listening to your body. And then just do a quick check-in. Check in with your eyebrows and just see if you're a little tense. See if you can maybe tense it up a lot and then just kind of let it go. Same with your jaw. Can you kind of tense it up and then just let it go? Check in with your shoulders. Maybe kind of just tense them up towards your ears and just relax them down. When you're ready, bring your thumbs up to your third eye center, maybe gently bowing down. The light and energy that's within me, surrounds me, connects us all together, honors and recognizes the light and energy that's within you and around you. Thank you so much for coming to class, for sharing your energy with me. And I look forward to seeing you again. When you are ready, you can gently lower your hands, blink your eyes open, and bring your head back up. Thank you, Yogi.